I'm going to help kind of set the stage for this video because there's two subjects that I think are going to intertwine with each other by the end of it involving the dating scene, because both of these subjects are really showing a terrifying reality that we're going to be facing soon. Something that's more dystopian, or a la even Blade Runner 2049. If you haven't seen that film, great film. Watch the original first, though, then watch it. But still, it's a terrifying reality we're finding ourselves getting closer and closer to. And that video, to start off with, is a video that the YouTube algorithm blessed me with the other day. The title of this video is Why Colombian Latinas Are Killing Lonely Men for Profit, a video by Moon, which the video starts off with telling a very scary story that most likely could have actually happened, of how Colombian women have sort of a criminal enterprise being run by, whatever you want to call it, the cartel, people in high power that see a profit to be made in men that are lonely, coming from the West, looking for, a woman that's actually going to treat them right, looking at, a woman that's actually going to respect them and give them everything that, Western women and modern women in America, or Western countries for that matter, can't give them. And in the end, it's exploitation and takes advantage of these men, because these men wake up after being exposed to a drug called Devil's Breath, a little white powder kind of drug that makes men very submissive, willing, and not in control of their actions, so to speak. Like, they're very easily persuasive to do things, such as, giving a combination to their safe that has their passport, all their, maybe bank account information on their phone to pull money out of an ATM. It's a really scary industry, and this video makes light of it, because some of this has tragically led to some men being killed. Like, they're gone missing. There's a ransom note, and then their bodies found at the bottom of a river or in a dumpster somewhere. It's a really scary reality that this video kind of paints. That, like, now Colombia isn't a very, pinnacle of human civilization and prosperity, but still, seeing this as an actual industry that is taking advantage of men and basically destroying them and breaking them down like this, as I was watching this video, my skin was crawling. Like, no exaggeration, my fucking skin and my spine was chilled at how some of this was played out, that these were actual things that were happening. And it's, just Colombia is the start of it. Not every country is like this, but it's a movement that the passport bros have kind of helped, signify or stress at how important it is. And a lot of influencers have kind of unwillingly maybe pushed men to do things like this, when in reality they shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be spending thousands of dollars to go to a different country for the chance at love like this if you can't financially afford it. Because a lot of these stories that Moon was bringing out were recent either college graduates or just young men that didn't have a lot of money to their name. They were taking such a huge gamble and risk, especially going to a country like Colombia that is, a war-torn, very politically divided sort of country that's just a mess. And it's chilling to see this kind of stuff. And it's probably just one country example, but what's to say this isn't happening in all these other countries that are taking advantage of, lonely men out there, particularly Gen Z? Because it's just creepy. It's creepy and terrifying to somebody like me to even see something like this. And if you haven't watched this video or seen this video, I highly recommend you check out if you want more of a bigger picture than me just giving this broad stroke and Cliff Note summary of it. But it leads into the second subject, and trust me, I will link these together in a minute, is that now Grok has basically, the AI of X, for those of you who don't know, has basically now started to become a sort of AI waifu for men. And I think it's now another step closer to androids being a possibility in the future, because these AI waifus now, or these, AI girlfriends, they're basically being made to help, lonely men feel validated, having some worth. And, seeing it myself, it's not perfect. And quite honestly, when I use this right now, no, it doesn't feel organic or human. It just feels off. Like, and especially, I'm not an anime lover, so seeing, an anime avatar talking like that with such a high-pitched, screeching kind of voice, and, clearly an exaggerated feature, it's just not for me. Like, if I were to use this thing, it would just be a normal-looking human being. Not really an avatar of a game. It'd just be a normal-looking human being, because I just find that too unnatural. That's just at least for me. But this is already the stepping stone to this. The stepping stone to this reality that's getting closer and closer. And androids are going to be around the corner, because this is the start. Because we've also been seeing, a country like China creating cyborgs, like robot girlfriends. Now, they're not perfect. They clearly look like robots. But imagine it, imagine it like the Terminator from the T-800 having a skin over a metal exoskeleton. without the killing part. But imagine having that, but having more or less the same pleasures and desires and wants that a human could ever want. That would basically render dating completely useless. Because sure, these would be very expensive starting out. Let's be honest here. Only the rich would get these, robots. But eventually, in a couple decades, it could be cheaper and cheaper for the average everyday guy like me, or you even, to go down to your local store and buy one of these. This would basically kill dating, and unless we somehow get an artificial womb created, which there was talks about it, I remember seeing an article 2 or 3 years ago about that, unless that somehow becomes a reality, it could be the end of the human race. Like, we could start seeing our extinction. We're already kind of seeing it now, but now it would just be like pouring napalm on a fire. It would just explode and cause a domino effect, because it would start with the rich men, with women always wanting a man of status, wanting a man that can provide for them and be in the top 1 percentile. But in the end, these men are going to go for these robot women. So then those women can't get those men anymore because they have the money and means to get those robot girlfriends, because those kind of women don't have anything to give to them at that point. And then they'll have to settle either for someone who's less than that, or maybe still keep trying. But then eventually, once it gets to the point where, again, the working man like me can be able to afford an android, yeah, that's basically going to effectively cause the extinction, or the start of the true extinction of the human race, which is a scary reality to witness. Like, we're already seeing it with the lowering marriage rates and birth rates and all that across the entire world, that this would just make it worse. And the saddest thing is we can't fight this change. It's here, and it's going to be here to stay until either something else changes, or I don't know. We just can't fight this change, because every time a technological advancement comes into our society, and you could look at this throughout history, every single time we fought against that change, it has failed. And this is no exception to that rule. It's going to be a grim sort of reality we're going to have to deal with, and it's just going to get worse. And how these two industries coincide together is that, for now, this Colombian cartel honeypot ring is going to be here and is unfortunately going to affect more men. But once these AI waifus and androids start to really become popular and become much more human and natural, a lot of these men might just go this route, which means that industry could shut down. Again, we're theorizing at this point, but that industry could shut down, but it could cause a huge pushback, and it would ultimately really start a very disturbing war that I might have cocked in my head as I was watching that video and kind of taking what I know about the Grok AI waifu girlfriend thing. Because it's just crazy to think about, like, that industry would implode on itself, because, again, those same lonely men would just go to the robot and waifu thing, and even throw in, the modern woman, the modern Western woman that is pushing these lonely men to make these kind of decisions. And yeah, it would be a really, really weird two-front kind of war going on, and I don't even know how that could even end. Like, that's the part. Like, I theorized this in my head. I was watching that video and putting this together. Now it's like, this could just be even more dystopian of just like, who knows what the future's going to hold for us. And really, all I have to say is, if you're watching this video and you have a girlfriend or a wife and you're getting ready to have kids and everything, take great knowledge and cherish that significant other you have, because you are in a very much better situation than a lot of guys like me are in now, because now those videos you see about the dating scene being cooked, there might be some truth to that. And I don't want to black pill or doom anybody with this kind of knowledge. It's becoming a scary reality we're starting to see and put up with. And I don't even know how you could find a solution to this. This just is a scary reality that we're going to have to put up with, and just hope that we can find a solution to this before it's too late. Because, I am a godly man, I'm a follower of Christ. And even I'm seeing, like, the writing on the wall. Like, is this the end time starting to come to reality? Like, are we actually going to see the rapture happen? Because I know as a follower of Christ, I should be, taking some sort of joy in that. But this is still our home. Earth is our home. It's where we were born. And, I don't want to see my home like this being destroyed like this. It's still sad to see. It's like leaving your childhood home, and then you come back and it's just a mess. If you have the means and wants to fix it, you feel the need to want to do it. And it's just a scary thing to see. Even seeing these two subjects that I've talked about in this video coming to fruition. So the future of dating is terrifying, and hopefully we can find a solution and find a way to fix it, because who knows what could come next. But that's all I can really say in this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know when I go live. Also, share the video around. Helps me get into the algorithm a bit more. And we are still on the road to 500 subscribers, but as of recording this video, we are at 389 subscribers. So we're just getting closer and closer and closer. And I want to just thank everybody who's subscribed and has followed me throughout this process I've had these last couple months, and even new people coming in from my recent videos, because my recent videos are really getting into the algorithm more and more. But I also want to say one thing, though. As of recording, this is a Monday morning. I am going on a trip this Wednesday, which is when this video will be posted. And I will also have another video coming out this weekend that will be scheduled, so you guys will still see uploads from me, but my information might be a bit outdated when it comes to the subscriber account, because at this rate, I just keep getting more and more subscribers, so I'm looking forward to that. You know, I'm not complaining, just looking forward to that. Seeing all new people coming in gets me a little excited and happy you guys are enjoying the content. But anyway, I will see you guys with another video. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your day.